Okay. All right, we're going to pull this back up. And there we are. Let me do a sound check here.
Okie dokie.
See if I can hear myself and hear you. Might take just a second. Hello, people dropping in. If you can hear us, let us know. Hey, Erin, do we have sound? I can't hear it in my ear. Let's see, I can check it on my phone. So I'm checking the sound. I actually think I figured out my sound problem. So here's hoping. Let me check real quick. See if we have to make any adjustments. Ooh, oh my God. Everything is synced and we have sound. This is awesome. Okay.
No Kung Fu Theater?
I don't
this time?
I don't know what that is.
The talking and then the voice comes later.
Oh, yeah, that's what's been going on. Okay. So we've got that. We've got our timer going. Okay, yay. Everything's finally synced today. Hello as you're coming in. I'm Shannon Boyle with Wellstone Studio, and I'm here with Elaina McMillan of Beyond Belief and Bitch Slap.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
She is experiencing the joy of all my stuff connecting for the very first time.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's a very exciting day.
Magical, really. It's all lining up perfectly. Our evil plan.
It was a bit evil. A bit, but evil with love. So we're good. We're good. So I have Elaina here today. She has been involved with something called Bitch Slap. They're getting ready to launch the very first event with Bitch Slap here pretty soon. Yeah. And I want to know more about what you do in life, your big why, your passion.
Yeah.
And how that connects to
the Bitch Slap of Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have been a hypnotherapist for a long time, like almost 20 years. Uh-huh. And I discovered somewhere along the way that things are true for us because we believe them, not because they're true. And the thing is we have beliefs about everything, right? I mean, yeah. About our limitations and our capabilities, but more than that, like our bodies and our age and relationships and our children and our parenting and all of it, right? Like our value and our worth. And the thing about it is that they don't feel like beliefs. You know, like I tell people, what we'll do when I work with people is I'll help them identify a disempowering belief, but you can't really look like in your belief folder. You have to look in your truth file because that shit feels real. Like it doesn't feel like a belief. And it's funny when I do groups and people share, everybody listening is like, oh yeah, that's a good belief. That's a good belief. And then it's their turn and they're like, well, but mine's true. Like it always occurs that way to you. But in addition to that, our subconscious mind's job is to back up our beliefs. So it doesn't distinguish good or bad or in your best interest or not. It just goes out into the world looking for evidence to support what you already told it is true.
Yeah, and it's never hard to find
that
God.
It's like the internet, right? You could find anything you need, right?
Anything that I'm looking for, I will find evidence for, even if like it really doesn't serve my best interest or it doesn't serve
you just can't distinguish
the people
that
around me.
Yeah, and your subconscious mind is like the hardest working. The thing about it is it's always on, it's always epic, it's always doing a great job. It just doesn't, it can't distinguish what is beneficial versus limiting.
Right. It's like that app that I use to track my miles. Yeah. That app doesn't know the difference between if I'm driving for business or if I'm driving for pleasure.
Right. It's just taking it in.
I have to come in and tell it
it's
so. recategorize everything.
Yeah. Well, and the reason that that I'm so passionate about this is because it's almost like what doesn't fit into our belief becomes invisible, or at least peripheral, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't see that, and all we see is the stuff that validates what we believe. And most of us aren't choosing, consciously choosing our beliefs, right? They spill on us from our life experiences, or we inherited them from our parents.
I'm a super good absorber.
Oh yeah.
Like if I'm around somebody, it will just start coming in if I'm not paying attention.
Right. You just need to surround yourself by awesome, amazing people, and then you soak all that up. But you're right; it's kind of dangerous when you're just out in the world taking in stuff. Yeah.
Well, and I think so much of what we do with our beliefs, what the subconscious does with our beliefs is it's really safety. It is in some way trying to keep us safe.
Of course.
From, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not diabolical.
Whatever kind of attack.
Whatever it thinks. It just wants to. Yeah, you're 100% right. It's so interesting too because all we need to do to alter it. See, there's sort of this thread from our beliefs to our results, right? So. When we have a belief, that belief will cause a thought. And then that thought will trigger a feeling. That feeling will fuel an action, and then that action will dictate a result. So there's kind of this thread, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The good news is if you just shift the belief, even a little, right? Just upgrade it a tiny bit, the whole thread changes.
Yeah,
and
you're totally shifting perspective and really looking at the same thing, but you're taking a totally different viewpoint. Right. And when we do that, we get to see some of the stuff that's going on behind us and around us in a whole
and things
new
we
way.
never saw that were there all along.
That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Because we get, when we're totally in old beliefs, it's total tunnel vision, it's tunnel experience, and the things that we really need generally are right there, but we're so focused on doing things this particular way that
you can't see it. It's right there.
Yeah.
I know I have this fear of that when I die, we'll get to, wherever we get to, and you have some life review. And my biggest fear is that I'm going to watch my life review and be like, all I had to do to have everything I wanted was just that. I just had to tweak that, and I could have had it all.
I just had to change my thinking. I didn't have to find a magic wand.
Right. Or work really hard.
The cabinet to Narnia or something.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do have the cabinet to Narnia, though.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's helpful.
Okay. I'm going to have to come visit you sometime.
Yeah, we'll do this at my house.
We'll go on an adventure. Yeah.
But, one thing I want to say, to bring it back to Bitch Slap is... So Bitch Slap, for people who don't know, is this amazing event. I mean, I do stand-up comedy, which I love. Everything I talk about is true for me, and it's very cathartic. But Bitch Slap is by far the most exciting thing I've ever been a part of, ever in my life. This is so amazing.
Well, it's so connected to the work that you do around shifting beliefs and really... creating a reality that's your own and not something that you've absorbed or just sort of fallen into on accident.
Yeah, most of the important things I've done have fallen into on accident, but one of the things I love about it, so I'm emceeing it, right? I'm not actually delivering a 12-minute talk. But
you're getting us started. You're getting us energized, revved up. You're getting us in that
and I get
that
to
perfect spot.
I get to do a little bit of it. I mean, the belief stuff, because it's so relevant to here's the deal. The point of Bitch Slap is to kind of shake you by the shoulders in a loving kind of way and go, no, seriously, seriously. Be amazing. You're so right there. And so maybe it's letting go of something, or maybe it's healing something, or whatever, but we're so close. And the point about beliefs is I really feel like people can walk away from this event with that shift, that little upgrade that changes everything. Everything. I am a big fan of take-home value. I don't want to sit somewhere for 2 hours or 3 hours and not come home with something.
I want to have something that totally grabs me, that
goosebumps,
connects to like heart and spirit and like everything that's inside me.
Yes.
And it's just really inspiring. And that's really what I think you ladies are doing with
so good.
Bitch Slap. And it is that sort of like, okay, I love you. Here's what's up.
It's time to be amazing.
Here's what's up.
Yeah. And the best part is like, you know, all of these, I have goosebumps right now. It's always like an indication, like a right track indication for me, you know?
Yeah.
It's
that body intelligence
yes,
speaking right
yes,
there.
it is. Exactly. And I'm listening, which is nice. Makes a difference. It's a collaboration, right, with your body.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that it's not like these are, you know, experts because they've, you know, done the research and written the books and gotten the accolades.
Yeah.
We're experts, and by we, I really actually mean all of us, right? We're experts because we've been through the trenches and came out the other side and discovered something that would make a difference for people.
Yeah.
And then are committed to sharing that. And not out of being right or being anything other than like, dude, you know, check this out. This will make a difference.
I think like you and the rest of these ladies, you guys are all in kind of people, and each one of you, from knowing you, you've come to a point in life where you've said, I'm not going to do what I've done.
Right.
It's time to do something different. And you've gone all in and really gotten into whatever that work looked like, you know, whether it was messy, snotty, triumphant, I mean, all that stuff all gets like
so, well, it's all like part of the
all
special
mixed
ingredients,
together.
you know, of the stew. Snot stew. That doesn't sound awesome, but it is all like an important piece of it. And this group of women, so diverse and so amazing, but each really committed to sharing their truth and in the form of this, you know, wickedly fantastic bitch slap. And the thing about it too is like every one of us, if you were creating bitch slap, we would be there. Like this is the conversation we want to be in forever.
Yeah, and you guys are mega supporters of the conversation, so I could just see like if you like heard of somebody doing something, like you'd be like, oh God, we gotta be there.
Absolutely.
And it's because like I don't think you or any of the other ladies really see the work that you're doing, whether you're talking about life or like your actual like where you make money. I don't think any of you guys see that work as having a destination. You know, you're always coming back to the process. You're always digging in again, and that's what makes what you all have to share so rich.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just like a one and done thing. It's like it's continued process.
It's sort of like, I always think of it like laundry. You know, you're never gonna like check it off your to-do list like, oh good, laundry, that's done. I don't ever have to do that. Yeah. It's like you're constantly having to regenerate but if you're paying attention, then there's like this evolution and you're growing and shifting and changing, and it's all part of this like exciting, you know, what's next, not gotta do that again, or you know what I mean? It's always exciting.
And once you start to shift those beliefs and let go of things that really aren't yours, that practice actually becomes easier.
Oh yeah, building a muscle.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Every time you level up, it's like okay, it's time to shift again. It's time to release. It's time to let go.
Yes, and you're never going to transcend being human. You know, it's not about like
I try really hard to do that sometimes.
I know. But I don't like to fail. So I think I'm going to stop doing that. My whole thing is like, and I just wrote a blog post, there's always a train heading to Crazy Town for bitch slap. And I love this post because it's it acknowledges that like sometimes like we're all going to get there, right? Like it's just this constant, it's this train schedule. It's not even personal, right? There's always going to be this opportunity to not be our powerful, authentic, amazing, capable selves, right? To second guess ourselves. And sometimes we resist the temptation to get on the train, which is awesome. And sometimes we don't. And to really like be forgiving of our humanity and allow ourselves to be messy sometimes. And it's always a good idea to kind of put a time limit on it. You know, like
we don't want to be messy forever, but sometimes it is time to get messy, and there's such There's such richness that comes from getting
catharsis.
messy. Even if you have to do the laundry again, like, whatever, I'll do the laundry again. Yeah. So long as I can have more of the kind of life that I really want to be in, and a life that I can really show up in, like for forever, not just for like 5-minute chunks of time. So true.
And when you fall off and you get messy or small, you forgive yourself, you remind yourself like, oh, that's contrast, and then you get back to what you're committed to. But it's never going to be about not messing up, it's about kind of course correcting a little quicker and a little less often.
Yeah, and I think that's really what Bitch Slap is going to help people do, because it is that sort of like, all right, guys, we're in the mess. Yeah. We're in the mess. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go from here? Yeah. Do you want to go back and do the same old and end up in the mess again? Or do you want to do something new and end up in a new mess? I will take a new mess over an old mess.
That's so funny, actually. You're 100% right, because there's new opportunities and there's new scenarios that call us to grow and stretch, and that's what it's about. It is funny, though. I think the idea of like growing and stretching, it always sounds so good, and then when you're in it, you're like, what the hell?
When I'm in it, honestly, like, truth, I throw a lot of hissy fits. I really do. Adult hissy fits, I'm not gonna lie.
Like stomping and... Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do
There's something to say for that, though. Like the structural, like owning it, not just... here's the thing. Stuff's gonna float around in our head that's disempowering. I actually think there's something valuable about getting it out,
Yeah.
You're our body and out.
You're transmuting that energy. You're also really like... If we can acknowledge that energy when we're in the mess and give it space, it's actually very honoring for ourselves, and it helps us get it up and out.
Yes. And it allows us to bring play a little bit to things that don't seem fun, right? I have a funny example. My son was going through this period where he was so naughty teenager, and I would like ground him, and then I would be gone working. And I would come home and he'd be gone, right? Like, just totally didn't listen. And so one day I took all the pants out of the house. Every pair of pants. I even took my own pants in case he went that direction, right? So, okay, you want to leave? Fine. Underwear, skirt, dress. Those are your choices. Every pair of pants out of the house. Every single pair.
I have to give that like the ultimate creative parenting award. I didn't know such an award existed before just now, but I do think that
I am so honored. Oh
that is some creative parenting there.
Thank you. Yeah, we do a lot of that actually. Yeah. That's one of those beliefs, by the way. Like, I had a belief that I was a crappy mom. And so then, like, all that subconscious mind, like, see, you were a crappy mom that day, and oh, look what you did there, and
it just starts adding things to the mix.
So creative mom. So with what I do is when you, once we identify a disempowering belief, you have to replace it, right? You upgrade it, but it still has to be believable, right? So you're not going to go from like
that's the key.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You can't tell me the sky is.
I know.
Green. I was searching for a color that the sky doesn't turn.
I know. I was going to say orange. I'm like, no,
but it actually does turn green. Like if you're in the Midwest, and it's tornado weather. So all right, we just let that go.
Yeah, no, terrible analogy.
No.
No. I hear you. So the thing about it, like still being believable, is sometimes it's a teeny little upgrade, right?
Yeah.
I remember working with somebody who had a belief, an I'm not worthy belief, which we all kind of have some variation of not good enough or whatever, and it's in there. And the more capable and successful we are, it doesn't mean that's not there. It just means that like that drove us. You know, it shapes us in wonderful ways.
Yeah.
But
the other voices are louder, right?
Yes.
The other one gets real small, gets in the background.
Yes. Yeah. But the thing about it is, if you can replace it with something believable, it is like effortless. If you try to replace it with something that isn't like that you can't sink your teeth into, it doesn't work, and you kind of default back to the old belief. A good example, so with parenting, that's a good one, right? To go from crappy mom to creative mom.
Yes.
Yes. But I had one I had a belief that all the good ones are taken. I was married for 16 years, and then I was single for the first time in this wild world, and it was fun to date and try people on. But then once I was really ready, it occurred like all the good ones are taken. And so then, of course, my experience is like, see, there's one who's taken, and there's one who's taken, and there's one.
And here's what I can have, and this is
yes.
Yeah.
And so then you start compromising and talking yourself into things that were important to you, like giving those up.
Yep.
So anyway,
lowering expectations one notch at a time.
Exactly, based on your experience, which is totally driven by your subconscious mind, which is supporting a belief you made up.
Right.
So I wasn't going to go from all the good ones are taken to all the good ones are available. And they're all looking for single moms, Like, I couldn't get there.
Yeah, because your subconscious is totally going to call bullshit
like,
on
no
that
way.
one. It's going to go
no chance.
Flashing red lights.
Definitely,
no way.
yeah. But I could get to some of the good ones are taken, which serves as a reminder of what I'm holding out for, and I only need one. Like, I could totally own that. I could buy that.
Yeah.
And I only need one. But now my subconscious mind is like, maybe there's one over there. Maybe I'll meet one next week. Yeah. Like, there's just this whole different context to live from and filter to see the world through.
Yeah.
And
the doors
it's amazing.
Are open.
Yeah.
You're not just walking down one long, windowless, doorless hallway.
Forever.
Right.
Yeah, this endless, you're right. Well, so this woman who had I'm Not Worthy, it was so... who knows what her childhood was, but it was, in there, hardcore. And she could not get to, even, I'm a little worthy. I'm kind of... This one thing that I do is worthy. She couldn't get to any of that. So to do it incrementally, and as long as you can own it and it's any upgrade at all, it works. And then you can build from there once that becomes true for you. But she had... she finally arrived at everybody's worthy. In this sort of, we're all God's children kind of way. It was the closest she could get to upgrading it. But that gave her some space. And then suddenly she could have some new experiences. And then from there she could create a new belief.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
And she carries on in the process, and doors open over time and recreate, or not recreate, but really create the system that's going to give her the life that she really wants to show up.
Yeah, and opportunities she couldn't see before because she couldn't see them through that filter.
Right.
Yeah. And going back to Bitch Slap, it's the topics, the things that we're talking about. I mean, the body, the brain, boundaries, belonging. I mean, these are fundamental conversations. These are not unique to this specific group. These are the conversations that we're in all the time anyway. We're just not consciously aware of the beliefs that we have around them.
Yeah, and fundamental conversations that are really connected to a practical reality. This is not we're going off in the clouds somewhere.
No.
This is let's get real.
Right there.
This is where we are, and this is where we want to be, and this is what we're working with. It's very practical.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Definitely.
So my question for you is, do you have any beliefs around your ability as a creative person? Because I'm about to give you a bit of a challenge here.
Because you're an artist, which is my least... so I have a belief. Here's my belief. My mom's an artist. I have a belief it skips a generation. That's truly my belief. I believe that is not my form of self-expression. And I could upgrade that belief right now to let me think. Okay, so I could go from I'm not artistic.
We could do Renee, butt in chair, feet on ground.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay. And my new belief is going to be that when I'm authentic, artistic expression is inevitable.
Ooh. I like that.
I could buy that. When I am present, artistic expression is inevitable.
Okay, so we will sink into that one.
You're let's see how that goes.
Oh, I have very high expectations for
you. No pressure.
No pressure, just some really, really high expectations.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we've got our cards here. Doesn't know what's on the other side of these cards. What's on the other side of these cards is a doorway into, I don't know.
Or a long dark hallway with no windows is what I heard earlier. All right, I think it's this one.
All right. If you pull the same one as Renee, I'm going to give you a different one. Okay.
So, okay, can you read it? Create a portrait of something you deeply believe in. Wow, okay. How much time do I have for this? Like 30 seconds? This is amazing. Oh, look, you even have like little...
Yeah, you can,
my goodness.
anything that you want in here. We've got markers. Markers would be...
This is very exciting.
What
should I write on the back of this card?
You can
or do you want to keep that card?
One of these.
Okay.
Or this lovely white piece of paper.
Okay, let's do that. So something I deeply believe in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Are there rules around this portrait?
So I have 3 rules.
Okay.
Don't eat the materials.
Okay. I can do that.
Don't draw on your neighbor even if they ask you to.
Okay. I'll try.
And crying is okay. I'll check you for like tissue balls before you leave if we go there. So that's the only rules.
All right. So create a portrait of something you deeply believe in.
Yeah. So if you big deep breath and just think of the work you do and make contact with that. And whatever comes up is the thing that's supposed to come up. Even if your subconscious is like,
what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So I'm going to say hello to the folks who are joining us. If you guys have beliefs that you're working on, we want to know about them. And if you have any questions about what bitch slap is or some of the other work that Elaina does, I think we have some answers. Probably, definitely, for sure. While I lovingly deliver her truth slap today. Fair is fair, and what goes around comes around with love. So, what she's doing right now is she is actually accessing her entire brain by figuring out what her answer to this prompt is. She's checking in with the things that Renee mentioned the other day. Spirit, she's checking in with mind, she's checking in with body. Because that is how we get the information that we're looking for, and we can really show up and express ourselves in the way that we really want to. You know, where it's true, like for real true to us, and not the repeating of something old and kind of nasty from the past, you know?
I feel really good about this.
Do you? Fabulous.
A portrait of something I deeply believe in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we ready to share it?
I'm ready if you're ready. Should I do like a drum roll? Like
yeah, definitely. I feel really good about this.
Okay. So this is something you deeply believe in.
Deeply.
To your core.
My core.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
But it's not just.
Here, I can hold it up for you.
It's not just a glass of wine. I really do like wine. But actually,
good to know.
There's more. So it sort of represents like community and gathering and sharing and social lubrication, which I'm a big fan of. I think that's actually my job as the MC for Bitch Slap, right? To like socially lubricate the audience.
Well, it's the comedy part coming through. Like, comedy is also like a total social lubricant.
Deflecting. Oh, social lubricant, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, also a great deflector.
This is true.
But, no, so, I mean, I'd like to, so yeah, I don't draw a lot. This seemed doable. But
and I would say, like I get a good sense of what's
what that
going
is?
on. Yeah. About progress, not perfection. If I wanted perfection, right. I would be sitting here talking to a computer, which
aging,
that's also not.
Like that things get better with time.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm 45, I'm almost 46, and shit's changing. Like, it's crazy. I am officially going through menopause. That's not sexy. That's not hot. I mean, it's very hot, actually.
I don't know, like, what kind of face to make in response to that.
No, it's just like, weird. It's
okay, and where my mind goes is, I'm sorry.
I know, it's so weird. But see, here's the thing. So I've done a lot of comedy about it, written a lot of comedy because it's very helpful, and I'm aware that like that I have a lot of beliefs about aging and like peaking. You know, maybe you've peaked or whatever. So the fact that it's coming up doesn't mean it's true. And it doesn't mean I have to get taken out by it. It's like, oh, here's this thing that where I get sort of triggered. And now I'm aware of it, and I can kind of like, you know, create a new belief around it and do it differently. So this also sort of represents like the value of time and aging and the evolution, you know, becoming even greater.
Yeah. So much can be said with very little. And I think like what I see for a lot of folks who are like just starting out, getting into art or some other, oh, that's another topic. That's another discussion.
It's a whole other slap.
Yeah, but what I see for a lot of folks when they start making art, or maybe they're doing something else creative like writing or making music, is they have a lot of old beliefs that whatever I put out here, it's not going to convey what I want, it's not going to be good,
it's all been done,
it's not going to be perfect, someone's going to think it's silly. And look how much you can communicate in something that's very simple. It was super quick. I don't even think we hit 5 minutes. And there's like tremendous meaning behind something so simple if you let it breathe,
percolate,
like
wine.
Breathe.
Oh yes, nice. That was very well done. So good. I'm so impressed.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
That's probably like,
that was
I should probably
superb.
Just stop now for the day.
I know, mic drop. Just boom. Yeah. Well, thank you for indulging my artwork.
So I'll just ask you one more question.
Yeah.
If you were to give this a title, what would the title be? Because we always have to own our work.
Okay. I know. Okay, let's see.
What was the first thing that popped in your mind that said, then you were like, nuh-uh?
It's Sweet Life. But then I also thought maybe Dry. It's the sweet and dry life. But
I like that.
But you want me to own this. I feel like, okay, give me just a minute. Like, I can tidy this up a little better. Hold on. So, celebration. Sweet, celebration, and evolution. Those are kind of the things I think about it when I think of this. And breathing. Oh my God, breathing. Right? There's so much in this. Wow.
So what I'm hearing now is that you need to sit with the meaning of this for a little while before you title it, which is totally cool because we don't always know what something is like the minute that we do it, and we're not supposed to.
Breathing in the sweet celebration of life over time.
Well, bam.
I better write that down.
I think we're like, yeah.
All right.
Title it, sign it, own it. It's yours. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So I am so happy that you could join me today. This was super fun.
So fun.
And for you guys tuning in, if you are looking for more information on Bitch Slap of Truth, you can shoot on over to their Facebook page. I think I also posted the link for tickets in the status bar for this
perfect
broadcast. So you can shoot on over there on their website. They've got fantastic blogs that these ladies have written. You can they've just got a wealth of
entertaining information.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. But thank you so much.
Fun. Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. This was great. I want to do this all the time. Can I just move in?
You want to come make art with me?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna draw the same thing every time. Just find a new meaning for it. It seems so So, it just transcends all the different.
Yeah, draw the same thing until we open a new door, and then
new doors are good.
Surprised at what comes through. The
Okay,
door too.
all right, no, I like that better.
It's
That's
all
good.
It's all good.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have questions, comments about anything that we've shared here today, totally stick it in the comments section. Let us know. And again, if you have questions about Bitch Slap or Elaina's business Beyond Belief, definitely go check that out. And I think we will leave you guys to the rest of your Friday. I wish you just an amazing weekend. And we'll catch you on Monday. I will have Ashley DePaulis on Monday. So be ready for that. See you guys later. Bye-bye.